The sun setting over the busy metropolis of Houston, Texas. And that's where we're coming to you from tonight. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Hey, Dave.
Well, James Harden is both famous and infamous with his skill at getting to the foul line. Some don't like it, but Harden says free throws are a part of basketball. Either you're going to foul me or I'm going to score. Putting the pressure on the defense like that is tough. That's what makes a good player. Kevin, no lies told there.
No doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Fresh is out there with Smith as the prophet in the five. And for Houston, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. D out there with the bodyguard, and it's P in at the three. Big conference rivalry tonight, Chris. Think back to some of your legendary bouts between, say, your Sacramento team and the LA Lakers.
Oh, man, my ears are ringing right now. I got the cowbells ringing in my ears just from you saying that. But
pretty exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh, man, it was awesome. But it's not just another game. Your pride is involved. It's about your standings in the conference. And also, it's about fan bragging rights. So for us, you know, it was like the Battle of California. We wanted people in Sacramento to be able to walk around in LA and say, hey, we're the best right now.
Oh, look at the handles. Gets through the D and then powers it home.
Such a pretty move inside. Clark, how do you stop that? And it's Westbrook missing. And it's Damus with the ball for the Lakers. Poked away. Here's LeBron. And the rejection by Harden. It's Davis on the wing, defended by Fernandez. Here's Fresh, 6 to shoot. James in the post. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Gotta admire the focus. James not allowing the D to get the better of him.
Pass to the body. Offline with his 3.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt. And most fans think of the Rockets as offense only, but that's not the case at all.
No, I mean, they force a good amount of turnovers, and they trap pretty well. I mean, the defense has been solid for them the past few years, if you ask me. Nothing mind-blowing, but this team is certainly not one-sided.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
First free throw is good. Well, it was speculated all of last season and shortly after the finals ended that Anthony Davis had his wish fulfilled by getting traded to the Lakers.
And Davis and LeBron make as scary a duo as you can think of in the NBA. Missed out on some of the other marquee free agents, but AD will get a plethora of looks playing alongside LeBron.
He's off on the second. The 3 from Harden. The Rockets again can't hit. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Fresh. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Here's James. Off with the layup.
A fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the layup.
And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game. Now Fernandez fires the 3.
Their focus next trip has to be getting a high-quality shot. I mean, they don't want to start the game 0 for 5. And that's why you never stop working in the paint at either end of the floor.
Smith dishes to LeBron. And the dunk by LeBron.
Oh, come on, you can't allow James to get this. dish him down low. Once he does, he's looking to dunk it.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Westbrook. The Lakers with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look.
Throws down the alley-oop slam.
I mean, the passing genius of LeBron coming to the surface. I mean, a look that only a few players in the league can make.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Still playing at an MVP level. LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes play. To the right side. D passes to Scott. Shot clock at 6. And the pass to D. Takes the 3. Another miss by Houston. And now in his mid-30s, LeBron showing no sign of slowing down.
His dedication to training and really maintaining his body, second to none. Alongside his prodigious athleticism, it seems that's made a huge difference.
Here's Scott after the basket by the Lakers. Pass to Covington. Back to Scott. Now here's Tucker. Defense is right there. Pass to D. Fires for 3. Green with the rebound.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Here's Harvey. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Covington. Pops in the layup for 2.
There's that passion. He is battling with every ounce of energy he has.
Here's Cool Hands. Takes a 3. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so the first quarter's in the books. Lakers ahead, up 7. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Russell Westbrook has surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
You can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around him.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Mr. Incredible is out there with Clark. And it's Cool Hands. Then it's D. And it's Green in at the 2-guard. Here's Mr. Incredible. Bangs home the trifecta. Mr. Incredible's got 5 points so far. Some people have already predicted future MVPs. Is there a surprise name that you think could win that MVP award, Chris, down the road?
I think there are a few surprises. I mean, we can go young guys like Trey Young or Luka Doncic. We can go with guys that we expect to do like Anthony Davis, who it just seems like he's just biting at the bit. There's a few young Celtics. There's a few young Lakers that in a few years you never know what they could do, especially the ones that are playing with great guys and watching their practice habits, game habits, stealing their recipes or stealing their what they eat before the game and their health-wise. So many guys right now that are going to be in that second tier coming up. It's going to be fun to watch their growth.
It will. Free throw drops for Covington.
Yeah, and you got to count the poor health for the Lakers last season, hampering their ability to compete. The longest injury layoff in LeBron James' career. And all told, more than 200 games missed to injury, Kev.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Scott. And it's Austin Rivers in for buckets. And the Lakers parting ways with their head athletic trainer from last season and hoping for more health this year.
Wow, well, we all know it's...
Oh, that was an impressive throwdown.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Bodyguards checked in for P.J. Tucker. And that one falls for Clark.
And for the Lakers, 6 straight seasons outside the playoffs. Can you believe it's the worst record in the NBA over that span? I mean, for the league's premier franchise, it's not what they're accustomed to. Well, you don't see that very often. A wide-open three is usually like a layoff for them.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth, physical basketball, guys.
And the Lakers have an illustrious past, Chris, but they can't rest on their laurels.
Yeah, you're right, Kev. Teams around the league are getting more advanced with their scouting. The Lakers taking steps to ensure they remain on the cutting edge.
D, he's checked in for Houston. And then for Los Angeles, Smith comes in for Mr. Incredible, and Fresh subbed in for Harvey.
Kevin, it was an up-and-down season for the Rockets last year. I mean, they started out very slow, and then because of injury, but it took them a while to get into the playoff picture. But how about this? They won their division, but only nabbed the 4th seed.
McGee with the block.
Oh, this is McGee's role. He's out here to defend and to stifle shooters whenever he can.
Here's Clark, and it's blocked. And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retain possession. James Harden, he's checked in for the Rockets. The Lakers also with a sub. James is checked in. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Fresh, the pass to Kuzma. Here's Smith. Dishes to McGee. 6 on the shot clock. James with it, picked up by Rivers. LeBron, no good. And Chris, last year being the 4th seed in the postseason was trouble for the Rockets.
Yeah, it was, especially Kevin, when you have to face the Warriors in the second round. They got bounced out in Game 6 despite the Warriors losing Durant. The slow start in the regular season, I think, played a big factor.
Pass to McGee. 1:49 left to play in the first half. The pass to Fresh. Goes up the baseline. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flank.
And that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with the comfortable lead.
Harden with the stuff.
As great as he is at creating for his teammates, Harden is even better at creating for himself. His dribble moves are insane.
James against Gordon. Smith outside. Down low. Here's Kuzma. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back. Rockets trail by 11. Here's the bodyguard. Here's the killer two-handed slam.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. It's tipped, and it's the Rockets on the break. And has got the ball in the corner. Harden off target with his 3.
And you can tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
And here's Rivers. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Shot clock at 5. Inside. Got a piece of it.
The average shot blocker. I mean, we want Kuzma to use his vertical more to redirect shots.
And here we go. Fast break. Kuzma's got it. James, no good. And so it's Los Angeles. Up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, it looked like the ball really was moving there in the first half.
Yeah, the game is simple when you make the extra pass, when you play the right way. We start out playing this way. We got to continue it for 4 quarters.
I know that's your area of emphasis, Frank. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They are leading by 12. Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed. The joke they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Houston?
Well, my question is, who are their playmakers? We saw too much dribbling, too little ball movement, too few assists. Well, it's not rocket science. You don't have to have a degree in any kind of science. The best teams always have and always will be unselfish.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Chris, at that free throw line, there's a lot of chirping, isn't there, among the players around the lane. It just seems like their mouths are always moving. A lot of chirping.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, for the ones that aren't sucking there and are tired, they're talking to each other. It's the only real break in action. Most times, too, you get to see what has happened a few of the plays before, so you get to bust the guy up with some jokes or just flat out talking trash. And sometimes guys are saying, I hate to tell you this, but sometimes the guys are going, man, listen, I'm so tired. He's going to make this free throw. Don't push me too hard. I got to get next time.
They say that, huh?
Oh, yeah. Especially to the guys. I remember saying that to Ben Wallace one time. He was my rookie, and I was like, listen, man, you know Legs is going to make this free throw, man. Come on, don't push me all the way.
What was the response?
He pushed me into the basket.
Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Bodyguard is out there with deep, and it's P, and it's small forward. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Passes it to Fresh. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
All the officials are all over that.
For Los Angeles, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
And with Frank Vogel taking over as head coach of the Lakers, interesting to see how LeBron James responds.
Yeah, Some say that LeBron can be a challenge to coach. He has responded best to former players in that coaching role, but Vogel will need LeBron on his side if he's going to have success.
And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. Rockets trail by 14. Westbrook passes to Pete. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Pete's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates. And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. The try by James, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Growing up, Chris, LeBron James always looked up to Michael Jordan, following in his footsteps. And like his idol, LeBron having success in the movies as well.
No one's better to take that starting role. I mean, blockbusters, comedies. When his playing days are done, LeBron will continue to entertain.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, James.
The agility, the instincts, the power. I mean, James remains a dominant figure on both ends of the floor.
Houston with a big group substitution here. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the bodyguard. Robert Covington comes in for P. Scotty's checked in for James Harden. And it's Buckets in for Russell Westbrook. And then for the Lakers, Cool Hands checked in for the Prophet. Mr. Incredible comes in for Davis. And it's Clark in for Smith. Rockets trail by 11. Pass to D. Scott the pass to Reyes. Clock at 6. Lets it go from 11. It's deflected. Here's Clark. Yes, that goes in. Clark's got 8 points.
That's not who they want guarding him. I mean, the size mismatch is just too big. All he has to do is just keep attacking the rim.
Here's Reyes. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt here.
Hey, guys, you think he was sending a message on that one? He doesn't like losing.
Rockets are a team that is pushing NBA theory to the extremes with how they approach offense.
So yeah, every year they seem to go more toward threes or free throws. I mean, you can't fault them as it consistently works for them, though. I mean, it's like watching a team experiment
Take a break.
with what
Take a
makes
break.
an NBA offense.
2 shots.
First one falls. Fans, just broadcasters, love to see teams get out and attack in transition. Would you like to see the league crack down on intentional fouls that will halt that break, slow down that break, stifle that break?
No, because the home fans or the fans of the team that's fouling doesn't want that team to get out and get an easy 2 points. I mean, we still have to have defense in the game, so anything that takes away from teams scoring, you just can't say, well, we want to watch them score, don't do it. No. And very honestly, if you're an unselfish team, usually on those breaks, it's usually because a player holds the ball too right. Usually they have another open player in front of them that they can pass it up to. And if you're an unselfish team, usually you'll still give the fans what they want. And that's a crazy highlight in the break.
Lakers on D. There's the pass to D. No good on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. To the inside. Stolen by Tucker. Stolen away. Harvey passes to Cool Hands. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's
what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
Here's Green. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Lakers lead by 17.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Passes it to Reyes. Cuts off the pass. And a strong finish with two hands.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Oh, just a dream scenario for them so far. Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Pass to Harvey. There's the dish to Clark. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Mr. Incredible. That one rolling around and rims out. It's Scott on the wing. Shoots the three. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And we'll be back with you shortly. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Los Angeles leading by 17. Taking a look at the Lakers. They've got Mr. Incredible. Smith is out there with Fresh. That's the prophet. And it's Davis at the force line.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Out left of the wing. Here's D. Sinks the three-pointer.
Something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Smith against Scott. They get a hand on it. Westbrook with the steal. To the middle. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope. His only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Smith, the pass to the block. It's blocked. Here's D. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
Well, the Houston Rockets, not exactly a balanced offense. I mean, they lean so heavily on James, but you can't argue with the result.
And he makes the first. And see Webb with the Rockets offense. The numbers speak for themselves.
Well, yeah, Kevin, I mean, they had the second best offensive rating last season. I mean, they rely on isolations, threes, and free throws, but it gets the job done for them. You wonder, though, just how far this approach can take them.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. The bodyguard comes in for D, and James Harden subbed in for Scott. Here's LeBron, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
LeBron is so aggressive, virtually unguardable. Tough to contain when he's going up to shoot.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. good on the second free throw.
Well, Coach Frank Vogel, he's a good coach. He had a good 6-year run in Indiana, but he did experience 2 years of losing in Orlando. And in LA, he's going to have the pressure to deliver right away.
Los Angeles leading by 14. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Here's Davis. He's looking for LeBron and finds him. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, a crazy connection right there. James knowing when to fly towards the rim. Amazing at completing these alley-oops.
And Coach Vogel, very positive disposition, Chris. Very encouraging with his young players.
Yeah, Kevin, when you say there's been enough negativity in Lakerland, I think his personality and demeanor can come in handy.
1:53 left to play in the final quarter. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end. If Davis is within shouting distance of the shooter, there's a good chance he'll get a hand on it.
D's checked in for Houston. Buckets comes in for Russell Westbrook. And the Lakers also making a switch. Harvey's checked in for Fresh. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Pete. Houston moving it around. Now the pass to Harden. Misses the three.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three. And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Lakers.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for LeBron.
They needed someone to do the heavy lifting tonight, and he was their man, scoring every way he knows how.
Hey, Davis.
Passes it to Harvey. Unloads from 13, and he hits the jump shot.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game, a sustained effort across the board.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Another miss by Houston. James outside. So it's the Lakers taking care of business here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Anthony, tell us the focus for the team coming into the game tonight.
Well, before we started the game, Coach came in and told us that we knew what we had to do. We were trying to stop a lot of their actions, and, our biggest focus for the game was guard the ball. That's what we did, coming out of that timeout and never looked back.
And it led to a win. Thank you for your time, Anthony. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.